The Grand Canyon National Park is well known for its stunning views and landscapes, and attracts millions of visitors from around the world each year. But now something strange is going on at this UNESCO World Heritage site. The scientists are now terrified at what just emerged at the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon has been formed over millennia, and why is anything emerging only now? Why does it terrify the scientific community? Does it affect our day-to-day life by any means? Join us, as in this video, we reveal the secrets of the Grand Canyon, which the government has been trying to hide. The story of the Grand Canyon begins around 1.2 billion years ago, the time when the whole region was covered by an ancient sea. But over time, layers of sediment like sand, silt, and mud accumulated on the seafloor. They eventually compacted and solidified into sedimentary rocks. Spreading over more than 1,900 square miles, the Grand Canyon is a geological wonder in the southwest United States. The canyon exposes rock layers that date back to different geological eras, showcasing the Earth's geological history. It was formed over millions of years through the erosive power of the Colorado River. The river carved its way through layers of sedimentary rock and exposed the stunning display of colorful rock formations we see today. Did you know the youngest rocks at the top of the canyon are dated around 270 million years old? The oldest rocks at the bottom, on the other hand, are approximately 2 billion years old. The Colorado River is the primary force behind the formation of the Grand Canyon. The river begins in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado before reaching the Gulf of California and Mexico, traveling approximately 1,450 miles long. The canyon has always been a geological and archaeological marvel, and what just emerged at its foot adds to its mystery. You might have heard about the settlements that were there at the canyon in the olden days. The Grand Canyon holds the great cultural and spiritual significance for various Native American tribes, including the Havasupai, Wallapai, Hopi, and Navajo. These tribes have lived in and around the canyon for centuries, and their traditions and stories are intertwined with its landscapes. Fascinated by this history, a group of archaeologists set out to explore the canyon and find out more about these ancient civilizations. When one of them gently pulled up a slab from the floor of an ancient room, what emerged from the depths shook the archaeological community. A pot that was completely undamaged, with designs and markings still intact, was discovered from under. It was a large, corrugated vessel, which is supposedly used for food storage or cooking by people who resided at the canyon a millennia ago. As you know, any artifact, regardless of how small or big that might be, is an important addition to solving the missing pieces of the history of any ancient civilization. Therefore, this discovery attracted a group of experts, of archaeologists and geological scientists. The archaeological excavation was designed to learn more about the human history of the Grand Canyon before they were lost. Many of the civilizations were completely lost and buried by the wind-blown sand from the beaches of the mighty Colorado River. So, they stay hidden from the world. So this discovery is an important addition to the archaeological understanding. The fact that was fascinating about this find was that this pottery that just emerged from the sand has a spectacular resemblance with the description of pottery made by G.E. Kincaid in his archaeological article on the lost civilization of the Grand Canyon in the newspaper called the Arizona Gazette. The headlines read, "Explorations in the Grand Canyon. Mysteries of immense rich cavern being brought to light. Jordan is enthused. Remarkable finds indicate ancient people migrated from Orient." Among describing the riches found in the cavern, Kincaid made a description of the pots, urns, and vessels. The recent finds include articles that have never been known as native to this country, and doubtless they had their origin in the Orient. War weapons, copper instruments, sharp-edged and hard as steel, indicate the high state of civilization reached by these strange people. Among the other finds are vases or urns, and cups of copper and gold, made very artistic in design. According to the article, in the Grand Canyon tunnels, hundreds of Egyptian artifacts dating to the reign of the ancient Egyptian king Ramses were discovered. The original settlers at the Grand Canyon were thought to be ancient Puebloans, but these artifacts indicate that they were actually Egyptians. Therefore, such a find would have irrevocably altered history. In addition, how did Egyptians reach North America back then? According to recent archaeological findings, humans may have lived in the Grand Canyon region for as long as 4,000 years and may have been present there for at least 6,500 years before that. Artifacts discovered in limestone caverns in the Inner Canyon have radiocarbon dates that place their ages between 3 and 4,000 years ago. For at least the last 4,000 years, Native Americans have resided in the Grand Canyon and in the region currently protected by Grand Canyon National Park. The Anasazi evolved from the desert civilization as they grew less nomadic and more reliant on agriculture. First is the basket maker civilization, and then is the more well-known Puebloans. The Kohonina, a related society, also inhabited the canyon region. Both cultures are most likely to have moved on because of a drought in the late 13th century. Other cultures like the Paiutes, Surbats, and Navajo also inhabited the canyon and were later forcibly relocated to reservations by the U.S. government. In the 1930s, split twig animal figurine artifacts from the Inner Gorge's Red Wall limestone cliffs were discovered and dated to this range. These small, tall animal sculptures are mainly made of cottonwood or willow twigs. This discovery and other data point to these Inner Canyon residents being semi-nomadic hunter-gatherers who belonged to the desert culture. The canyon area was abandoned by people for roughly 100 years. The first people to construct communities in and around the Grand Canyon were the Eastern Paiutes and Western Surbat. The Paiute populated the plateaus to the north of the Colorado River, and the Surbat established their settlements on the Coconino Plateau to the south of the river. The Navajo came to the region sometime in the 15th century. The descendants of the Surbat and Havasupai and the Wallapai still occupy the area. One of the oldest continually inhabited communities in the contiguous United States is most likely Havasu Village, which is located in the western portion of the current park. Is this an accurate account of history, or is this the one we're forced to believe? The story of Kincaid and his accounts of the Grand Canyon exploration has been welcomed with speculations and suspicion to this day. There are many factors to that. For starters, this story is only published in a single newspaper, the Arizona Gazette. Moreover, the fact that the Smithsonian Institution rejected any claims about having employees named Kincaid or Professor Jordan even after a century adds to its mystery. But still, one question lingers. Why would a renowned institution publish a statement regarding this after decades went by? If it was just a bogus report, were they afraid to rewrite history? This pot that was found by archaeologists was in a prehistoric settlement near the river's banks. The rooms contained mealing bins where people once crushed maize for their meals. They also discovered storage pits dug into the floor and hearths built with stone for cooking fires. As millions have been visiting the canyon every single day, you might think that whatever strange thing is happening there, people will surely take notice. But did you know there's a forbidden zone in the Grand Canyon National Park? No one is permitted to walk, camp, or explore there. Some agencies of the federal government are even secretly keeping an eye on the entire region. Why do they buzz around this region if nothing is there to hide? They claim these are actually prehistoric man-made tunnels reportedly constructed by the Hopi, but still, nobody is allowed to enter a cave or mine at the park at any time, ever, without a permit, which they will never be granted. In his Grand Canyon article in the Arizona Gazette newspaper, Kincaid wrote about this. If their theories are born out of the tablets engraved with hieroglyphics, the mystery of the prehistoric peoples of North America, their ancient arts, who they were, and whence they came, will be solved. Egypt and the Nile, and Arizona and Colorado will be linked by a historical chain running back to ages, which will stagger the wildest fancy of the fictionist. Does that mean the pottery just discovered was by the civilizations of Egypt, and the history we knew all our lives has been a lie? Is that why the authorities have been guarding the area day and night? That is something for you to ponder about. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys soon.